Hi guys, and welcome back to Football Manager 2018 with Rangers. We're going to be doing the League Cup semi-final draw just now, before obviously we go on to play Hearts and then the big one against Real Madrid later on in the episode. But first of all, semi-final draw. The obvious team that you want here is Falkirk. Then I'd take either one of the other two. The first tie, Hibs will play Rangers. So there you go, Falkirk, St Johnstone, Hibs, Rangers. That is the semi-final. St Johnstone's still in there with a chance of retaining the cup. So hopefully we can obviously dash their hopes of that if we meet them in the final. But tension turns now to Hearts. We want to be taking out Hearts so we can go into that Real Madrid game in good form. Not that I think it's going to make much difference, to be honest. It would be a sensational result if we managed to get anything against Real Madrid. Hell, it would be a sensational result if we went there and lost 2-0. I'm just toying with how to approach it just now, because defending never really turns out very well for me, but I think if we go and attack them we're going to get absolutely destroyed. Other fixtures today don't include Celtic. Are they playing this weekend? They are still playing this weekend. They're away at Aberdeen. They seem to be away quite a lot recently, Celtic. So we're at home to Hearts just now. Hopefully we can do the business here. We've beaten them 8 times, there's been 1 draw, and they've beaten us 3 times, so they've not got a bad record against us actually. In terms of the team today, Zach Rudden obviously is out for Odsonne Edouard, and then I'm actually going to bring Morelos into the mix. Liam Henderson back in ahead of Tim Gallagher, of course. John McGinn will come in for Ryan Jack. Cataldi will come back in for Barjonas, although Barjonas played very well in the last game. No, in fact, you know what? Barjonas is in for McGinn. We're going to reward good performances here. Akram Afif will return to the lineup. Murray Wallace, of course, back in for Gilmore. Borthwick Jackson back in for Mitchell. O'Halloran back in for Houston, even though Houston's probably been better this season than O'Halloran. Byram's back in for Gamboa, and I think that's going to be the lineup today. So Fulton, Byram, Fernandez, Wallace, Borthwick Jackson, Barjonas, Cataldi, O'Halloran, Henderson, Afif and Odsonne Edouard. That's the lineup today to face Hearts at Ibrox. Hearts going with another 4-2-3-1 on the other side there. Lafferty, Walker, Vaughan, Chong, a lot of dangerous players in there. Cochrane now starting alongside Doom, so they've got a decent side. Hearts, I think that was Suter playing at right back for them there though, so that could be a weakness. Yeah, it is indeed. There he is. Suter, just wanted to confirm that before I completed that thought. He could be a weakness at right back for them. He's naturally a centre back, centre half. We just need to make a little change here. Back to latest scores. I'm going to track what else is going on. Ayr up at St Johnstone today could turn into a bloodbath. I think Ayr United obviously lost a lot of games, and St Johnstone are really strong up at McDermott Park. As Borthwick Jackson finds Henderson, now Afif. Whipped in, O'Halloran gets free, and there it is, 1-0. Rangers already, as we were saying. Houston's had a better season than O'Halloran, but there he is, comes in, bang. Goal, 1-0. And Afif returning to the lineup today for Haksabanovic gets the assist as well. What a player Akram Afif's ended up being. Honestly, when he came in, I was wondering, was he going to be one of those boys who comes in, the stats look good, but he never really does it in the pitch. But he's certainly doing it in the pitch now. Looks a great player for us. Jose Baxter's playing for Dundee just now, okay. Cataldi's free kick into the wall. Breaks for Edouard. Barjonas bouncing around, and Akram Afif scores. I'm not entirely sure how that ended up in the net, but Akram Afif has put it in on the 40th minute. 2-0 to Rangers, and hopefully we can hold this lead to half time. Oh, and Ayr United are actually ahead at McDermott Park. Shows what I know about the FITBA. 11-1 shot count for us here against Hearts. It has not been the difficult game that we thought it was going to be thus far. Very pleased. Do we rotate? Do we rotate? We don't want to mess up the balance of the team, but I do want Jordan Houston to play. He now has a full green circle up there as a winger, so that's good news. As Achente is on for Chong now on the Hearts side. Hopefully that doesn't cause us too many problems. Byram up for Houston, takes a nice touch into Barjonas and Henderson. Cataldi, good play. Cataldi out wide for Afif. Oh, I don't know how he quite took that down on his head, but there you go. And we come into these games now expecting to just sweep teams aside. And there's Bednarchik scoring for Falkirk, our on loan boy. And Forrest, actually with a penalty, has Ayr United 2 up against St Johnstone. Good for Ayr United, I hope they survive. Burjonas on 68% conditioning now is going to come off for McGinn. And I kind of want to play Gilmore, and I kind of want to give Morelos a run out. I'm not sure what way I'm going to go on that. Do you know, I'm going to go with Gilmore. I'm going to give Andy Gilmore on for Murray Wallace. I'm going to give him 15 minutes or so playing against Hearts there at centre back. Hopefully it doesn't cause us any problems. Borthwick, Jackson, Cataldi now. McGinn moves it quickly to Henderson. Acres of space to bury the game. Loses it. And it's lumped forward. Come on, guys, defend this. Don't worry about it. Don't panic. Fernandez steps in and dispossesses Lafferty. Cataldi, Afif has a runner there wide. And Houston, can he find Edward? Lovely touch. Goes himself, Jordan Houston. It is 3-0 now to Rangers at Ibrox. And what we were saying, O'Halloran comes in to prove that he's still better than Jordan Houston. Bangs in a goal. Jordan Houston off the bench. Bangs in a goal. And 2 assists and a goal today for Akram Afif, involved in all the goals. There's not much more I can say. The team is gelling so well. A very decent, competent Hearts side have came here and only managed 1 shot. No much more you can say. There you go, that's full time. Ian Fulton playing it into Gilmore, and then full time. There you go, 42% possession and 1 shot for Hearts. 19 shots for herself. Absolute domination. And it has to be passionate, very pleased, because Hearts are a good side. Coming into this game in 4th place and coming here and only managing 1 off-target shot. Can't say much better than that. Now the youngsters, Robbie McCrory, the young goalkeeper, getting the 7. And do you know, I think he might be the one to replace Wes Fodringham on the bench. He's doing well down at Partick. Milanese with a 6.9 down at Partick. Ross McCrory 6.4 as Ross County go down to Partick. He's not done that well actually, Ross McCrory. If we have a look at him, Championship, he's got 7.04 average. I suppose he has done not bad, but just slipping up in a couple of games. Adam Muirhead down at Struntwaras, they lose 2-0 to Montrose and he doesn't play particularly well. A 7.1 for Ryan Hardy as St Mirren go down 3-2 to Dunfermline. Danny Finlayson a 6.0 as Morton go down 4-0 against Queen of the South. Okay, we'll no linger on that for too long. Davenport Palace scoring Livingston's goal as they lose 2-1 to Inverness. Gordon Payton with another clean sheet for Alloa, 7.3 rating and a 0-0 against Dumbarton. Of course, we already know that Bednarchik scored a goal and got an 8.5 as Falkirk beat Dundee 2-1. Dapo Mabudi with a bang average 6.7 in his 31 minutes he played for Hamilton and their loss to Hibernian. But a lot of those young boys are actually getting on okay now. And I actually think a lot of that when they're playing, by the way, as well. And there's Real Madrid beating Getafe 5-0, just to warn us, in case we had any thoughts about the fact that we might do maybe okay going to Real Madrid. Nah, they just smashed Getafe 5-0 to remind us just who in the hell they are. Aberdeen hosting Celtic now. Maybe Celtic could slip at Pittodrie, but as always you would expect a win. Let's focus on defensive positioning for the Real Madrid game, shall we? Wow, 3-2 Aberdeen. Celtic are now 3 behind and we have a game in hand. I mean, you've got to say, is it still Lambert? It is Lambert. Lambert's got to be for the sack. How is their young prospect? Young prospect looks okay. Yeah, Lambert's got to be for the sack now. Celtic, you know, they've already lost 2 games in the opening 7 here, 2 more than us. We haven't lost at all, of course. They've drawn a game as well. 3 behind and we have a game in hand over them. You know, he's got to be in trouble now, Paul Lambert. Morelos wants an improved contract. How long's left to it? There's still a 4-year contract in place. No, you've got plenty of time on your deal, and he's okay with that. There we go. He does only get 14k and he is listed as a rotational player, so he has a bit of a point since he is one of the main men. I love that question there, by the way. I don't know if you caught that for the press conference there. Is this an opportunity to win your 2nd game in a row and really seize control of the group? Aye, hold on, we'll just go to Madrid and batter Real. Sometimes I wonder about these people. Or these artificial people, I should say. Okay, and it's time. Time to face the Reaper against Real Madrid. We've never played them before, so they've never beaten us. Let's look on the positive side of this. We're going to be dropping players back. We'll do it when we get into the game. Actually, O'Halloran and Afif will drop back. Actually, Houston's going to play instead of O'Halloran, so I can drop him back, make him more of a defender. Henderson's obviously going to drop in to the midfield there, but we'll do that, as I say, when we get into the game. Yeah, other than that, I don't think I'm going to actually make any changes today. I think it's just going to be a change of shape today rather than anything else. So we'll submit this team, we'll go into the game, exact same starting lineup that played against, Jesus, look at that team that played against Hearts. So let's just, for fun, let's just read out the team that we're playing against today. It's Keylor Navas, Carvajal, Delight, Ramos, is this Theo Hernandez? It is Theo Hernandez, Kovacic, Asensio, Cruz, Cavani, Bale and Ronaldo. We're gonna get absolutely ruined today. Okay, obviously, reluctantly, nobody expects us to get a result, play without any pressure. Bert Konterman can give the individual instructions. FIFA's going to drop back here and play as an inverted winger with a support duty, of course. Jordan Hughes is going to drop right back there and actually be a defensive wing back in front of Byram to give him some protection. Henderson will drop right back into the middle there and be a deep lying playmaker. So that's what they're all going to do. Odsonne Edouard's going to try and offer support as a target man. We're going to, of course, be playing defensive, and instructions: route 1 right up to the big man, as narrow as we can get, and we're going to go slightly deeper, more discipline, stick to your positions. I suppose you can look for an overlap, and the fullbacks are going to be support. No, the fullbacks are going to be defensive. Who are we kidding? Fullback defend, Borthwick Jackson defensive, fullback defend. So we're just going to have to go out here and see what happens. Tell them no pressure, absolutely no pressure today, and let's see what we can do against a really good team. Obviously one of the best in the world here. Can we do anything? Houston, Byram, quickly to Henderson. Let's take the early lead. Henderson switching play to Borthwick Jackson. Afif over the top. Nah, it's not a good ball. It's easy for Delight to marshal that. Nowhere near Odsonne Edouard. Knocked down the line. Afif should be in there for me, but Carvajal gets it too easily. Kovacic, Kroos, and here they come. Kroos to Asensio, galloping through. Jonas actually wins it. Wallace, Afif, don't give it away again, son. There you go. Moved quickly to Edouard. Come on, counter. He's completely surrounded now. Odsonne Edouard tries to hold it up, loses it though. Asensio to Ronaldo and Bale, and all of a sudden they have a look at the back line. But Jonas can't quite win it. Carvajal's arriving to whip this into the big men. It's whipped in. It's Carvajal. Oh, and it hits the post. It hits the bar and comes back. And apparently it was Cavani that turned it in. And it's 1-0 Real Madrid already. That's exactly what we didn't need here. And before 5 minutes there's another highlight. Ian Fulton will go long towards Odsonne Edouard. Can he possibly win a header? Nope, Delight gets it away. It will fall to Houston. Bale's tracking back though. Houston quickly to Henderson. Edouard got a run. Nope, Henderson now. Moves it quickly to Cataldi. At least we're doing something right. Afif, Henderson, pretty good play here for Jonas. Edouard's making a move. The pass comes too late. Edouard will get it though from Ramos. Needs support, holds it up, back to Houston. Not bad. Houston's ball in though was pretty poor. Delight heads it away. Cavani can pick that up too easily. Afif will pinch it though, play in Edouard. But Edouard was running backwards. It's too easy for Navas, who throws it out easily to Hernandez, and here come Real Madrid. Kroos coming forward down the left hand side. Gets stuck into him, Houston. Oh no, no, like that. Oh, it was Jonas, it wasn't even Houston. Oh son, what you doing to me? Yep, as expected, it's a red card. Oh god. Well, there we go. There's nothing we can really do. We can't really change anything here either. We just have to deal with it pretty much. And I'm sure now we're going to get absolutely wrecked. Even if we were going to have any chance with 11 men going down to 10 here, no chance. Frank Kessie has scored for Milan, who are beating Dortmund now. At least that will keep us up there a little bit. Preferably, you probably want a draw between Milan and Dortmund. We've lasted to the 33rd minute before they have another chance. Kroos forward to Cavani. Acres of space for Carvajal as well. Goes to him. Time for a cross. Carvajal. In it goes. Ronaldo's rising, and it's a pen. Of course it is. Ivanildo Fernandez pushes him as he jumps. Ronaldo versus Ian Fulton. What a moment this would be in the young boy's career if he could deny Ronaldo. Steps up, and it's in. Of course it's in. Never going to miss there. And as if they needed any help beating us, we've got a red card and they've had a penalty. And if we had no chance before the game, we've got absolutely no chance going down to 10 men. And I don't like the fact that there's an immediate piece of action after that goal. Cataldi, Henderson. I don't have any faith that this is going to go right over the top to play an Odsonne Edouard somehow. Borthwick Jackson over the top. Delight gets it away. Asensio flicks it on, and it's to Ronaldo again. Here they come. How good has Delight looked for them though? Carvajal's cross bounces away. Kovacic though. Kroos. Carvajal's got acres again. Asensio. They're just too good for us. In for Ronaldo. Touch, shot, and it's in through Ian Fulton. It is 3-0 now. I mean, we're going to tell them to tighten up, I suppose, for all the good it's going to do. They're down to 10 men and they're playing away at Real Madrid. It could get real ugly. Oh no. It could get real ugly before half time at this rate. Carvajal, Cavani. Carvajal. Cross again. He's been so deadly with them. Bale puts it over. Jesus, right. Let's contain here. Let's get me to half time at least. Oh, for God's sake. Immediately there's more action. Fulton going long. Ramos away. Cavani. Bale. So easy. A good challenge gets it to Cataldi. Now it's Byram. Looks long. It's terrible. Doesn't even clear Toni Kroos. Kovacic has acres for Cataldi out wide. Goes to for Carvajal. For Cataldi. Carvajal, 2 men on. Still gets the cross in. Bale at the back stick. Rises and heads just over the bar. Jesus, right, I'm going to make this change before half time. Afif is coming off for Mitchell. He can drop back. I suppose he can be an automatic fullback, but that's what we're going to do. Just I don't think Afif was providing enough cover there for Borthwick Jackson. Everything was coming down that left hand side. 40 minutes 40 seconds. Henderson quickly to Cataldi, who just gives it away. I mean, it's just too easy for them. Carvajal over the top to Cavani. Back to Kroos. So much space. He'll just knock it into Asensio. Bale down in the chest. Past one. Whips it in. Ronaldo's there. Away by Borthwick Jackson. Carvajal now. It just keeps coming. It's wave after wave. Kroos finds Cavani. Down to Carvajal again. Round the corner. This is going to be an easy finish. Ronaldo for the hat-trick. And it is 4-0 and it's not even half time. And there's nothing more we can really do about this. We just have to watch them get destroyed. Kroos, Carvajal, and it really seems like there's nobody stopping Carvajal whatsoever, despite 2 defenders basically being out there. Henderson's tackle goes right to Theo Hernandez. Kroos, Kovacic, there's Carvajal away again. They go the other way. It's just so easy for them. Bale, they're absolutely toying with us. Stands it up. Ronaldo for his 4th goal hits the bar, and Borthwick Jackson manages to clear. Right, come on, just get to half time. 2 added minutes. Not that half time is going to do anything, but it's going to give us a bit of a reprieve from this. And Milan are now 2-0 up against Borussia Dortmund as well, which means that battle for third place is going to be more difficult. If everyone else had smashed Milan, maybe we could have beat them to it. What am I going to say? With a man down, there's no pressure. Just go out and play with confidence and have some fun. I suppose that's all we can really say to them. Houston and The red Barjona seems relaxed. That's because you're sitting on your arse in the fucking changing room, son. Right, there's not much more to really say here, is there? Morelos can come on for Odsonne Edouard. Why no? We'll contain route 1, shoot on sight, drop really deep, play even safer. We're just going to try and contain for a half and see if we can get out here with any sort of respectability. Tighten up, see what we can do. As soon as you kick off though, they're away for you already. Try to run through at the back. Cataldi, Henderson now. 50 minutes in. Fulton to kick this one long, and my god, we lasted what, 6.5 minutes before there was a piece of action. It's forward for Morelos, he's got no chance to win the headers. Fernandez, good play from him actually, attacking that ball, taking a risk but wins it. Cataldi, could we get it in behind for Morelos for maybe some sort of consolation? Mitchell's been forced wide. Borthwick Jackson now. Cataldi, but it's all too short here. Cataldi for Henderson, it's easy for that man again at the back. Now Ronaldo races past Henderson, it's opening up for a shot. He takes a shot, it's well wide in the end. But here we go, 14-0 on the old shot count here in favour of Real Madrid. I have no idea why Ronaldo's still in the park, by the way. You'd think they'd be bringing on a rotational player or two now. 4-0 up against 10 men, I think they should just about feel safe. We've nearly lasted 20 minutes now. It's over the top for Morelos, who, by the way, if he'd have ran there, I think he might have had a chance of getting there ahead of Navas. But he didn't. Navas can bowl it out to Theo Hernandez, moves it on to Toni Kroos. And it's humbling, shall we say, this game. Asensio driving, running, beats them, shoots from distance over the bar again. It is a humbling experience playing here against Real Madrid. Do you know what? For 20 minutes we're going to give Andy Gilmore the experience of his life. Coming on for Ivanildo Fernandez. He's going to get 20 minutes up against Cavani, Bale and Ronaldo. No chance, obviously, to get anything out of the game now. So, do you know what? Let's throw in the young boy. Give him some experience. And we've done well second half. I'll say that much at least. Second half, it looks like we're going to keep a clean sheet in the second 45 minutes. Cavani heads it towards goal. It is a Rangers free kick and it's going to end 4-0. Which, if you told me would be 4-0 down at half time, down to 10 men, I would certainly have accepted 4-0 being the final scoreline. Hell, probably before the game I would have accepted 4-0. We actually got a shot and it was on target. We know how Hearts felt like in the other game this episode now. Cautiously, I'm just going to say, we were underdogs, you gave it your best. Nah, they didn't like it. Aye. I was a bit worried they would react poorly to that. Barjona's banned for a match. I'm just going to warn him. I'm not going to bother fining him. Well, that's obviously a disappointment. It's our first actual competitive loss of the season, but you're going away to Real Madrid. What do you expect? Humbling experience, of course, getting beat there. And although we get the red card after 6 minutes, we were actually already down after 2. So I didn't think the game plan was going to work there, but 4-0, do you know what? It's not the worst scoreline ever. We could have got beaten by far more than that. You're up against Bale, Cavani and Ronaldo. Ridiculous attacking line. So I think we've done pretty well actually there. That's it. End of the episode now. We're going to write that off. You know, that's gone, that Real Madrid game. Next time out, we've got a huge episode though. We're away at Rugby Park, of course. It's going to be a tough venue to go. You know, coming back from getting beat by Real Madrid to rally and go again against Killie at Rugby Park. Celtic only won 1-0 there, so it is a tricky place to go, Rugby Park. Kilmarnock sitting 6th in the table. And then obviously it's the big one. The big one against Celtic, the Old Firm. Saturday, 12:30 kick-off at Celtic Park. Chance for Celtic to claw their way back in a little bit. I mean, they are now, they're 3 points behind and we have a game in hand. So even if they beat us, we'll probably still remain top on goal difference. And then we still have the chance to take advantage of that game in hand. So that'll be next episode. Hope you guys have enjoyed this one. A very inspiring performance against Hearts. Then we got to see ourselves against Real Madrid, which of course we were never really going to do the business. If you've liked the episode, of course, drop down below and leave a like on the video. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I actually want to hear this time from you guys. What would you have done against Real Madrid? You know, if anybody's got any ideas out there of how you would have tackled that game. Basically I just tried to defend for our lives, and then when we went down to 10 men there was absolutely no way it was going to happen. Sometimes I think Football Manager kind of punishes you for that, and you'd be as well just attacking them anyway and seeing what happens, but whatever, we did what we did. Yeah, of course, if you want to follow the rest of our Champions League journey, we are now sitting, let's have a look at the Champions League group. We're still sitting second, we're on 3 points, we're above Milan on 3, and of course Borussia Dortmund down there on 1. So we are still doing pretty well-ish in the Champions League at the moment. 1 win and 1 loss from playing AC Milan and Real Madrid is not the end of the world, not a bad result whatsoever. So if you want to follow the rest, of course, of that Champions League journey, you can subscribe to the channel, which I'd be super grateful for. But mostly I just want to say thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time when we're at Rugby Park and then we go to Parkhead.